First down. Well, Charles, Le'Veon Bell, 26 going on 27, and the shelf life of these NFL running backs seems to be getting shorter and shorter. How long can he go at this torrid pace?
Usually we say 30 is kind of the line of demarcation for a running back. But Le'Veon Bell played all 16 games in 2017, takes great care of himself off the field. I think he's got a chance to break through that 30-year-old mark, and in a big way.
On the ground, Richard. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Hey, here we go. Go, Chief.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. Bell a first down and then some. And he cuts it right sideline. And down to the 29-yard line. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice game there. Richard on the toss. And he caught it up. But I think the Raiders are going to be able to hold on to it, yes.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Raider 2.
Now the first carry from Marshawn Lynch. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. So just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Carr now on first down. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
You got 56 there.
They'll run with Lynch. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. The carry here for the big tight end. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that is going to set up 3rd and goal.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
This Seattle defense, they haven't broken yet. Coming up here on a 3rd and goal situation. They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Le'Veon Bell, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders have taken the early lead.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do now. The key, holding on to that attitude because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. Vecchio now to kick this one away. Tyler Lockett now on the return. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Here's Rashad Penny, first carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. On 2nd down, here's Wilson.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Let's go. Run it. Got it.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Justin Ellis. Busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Wilson on 2nd down. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn into big plays.
Penny, the 1st down carry. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
One of the surprises of the first round, the Seattle Seahawks selecting running back Rashad Penny out of San Diego State. Highly regarded, but most people thought he would go in the 2nd round.
But he did have an incredible senior year at San Diego State, over 2,200 yards, 23 touchdowns.
He resembles Marshawn Lynch in build, but has the ability to take it the distance as well. Had 7 kick returns during his career at San Diego State for touchdowns.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Tyler Lockett, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Janikowski adds the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they get it done.
Yeah, and they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Earl Thomas in on the stop.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017, and I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
They'll go again with Bell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
First down, the run with Lynch. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gordon. Now they'll throw with Carr. Being chased out left. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
Get set, get set.
Now Carr. And he finds Cook. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. A Raiders first down. Carr hooking up with Cook. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now a first down carry by Bell. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. To throw, it's Carr. Buying time to his left. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny, and he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Again, it's Penny. And he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to run with.
A handoff to Penny. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is WT Show guest speaker at Dev Nation Live. We've got the Raiders versus the Seattle Seahawks. Oakland's home. For those watching, we got 5 people. congratulations. You are part of the show.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson.
Russell Wilson dropping back really far.
Dancing to his left.
Ends up throwing it away. Good move.
To throw. He chucks this
A lot of
one
people
away
like to
from
force
Arm.
things in this league, and that's okay.
Now it's
Sometimes you
third
just got to go
down.
for the gusto, but sometimes you really do need
Not only was it the right play, throwing it away
to be
like
conservative. And right now, a 7-7 tie.
Yeah, got
Conservative
outside
is
the
kind of the
pocket,
best thing
realized
to
he
do.
had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am again a guest speaker. For those of you listening, you've probably already muted me, and that's cool.
Wilson. Forced out to his left.
And oh, that's an
And he fires one that's intercepted.
Is that an interception?
By Danny
Is he in bounds?
I think that interception happened for two reasons.
Oh, that's in bounds. They do not review that, so that must have been it. And for those of you who think, looking at me and wondering why I'm twitching back and forth,
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right? As a
I see
receiver,
2 games
you're
on,
wide
so
open.
you're welcome.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And that
Le'Veon Bell is
play
on the Raiders now after a
as
couple
he's
of trades,
coasted before he could
and
get
he's
out
having
of
a
the
decent game so far, it looks like.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker.
The screen to the
was
left is on
freed up.
delay, the screen to the right is not, so I'm ahead of every single one of you, and that's because I'm a badass. He has a wide open, and it overthrows it, and that's probably because he was running. Not everybody has a great throw on run
Whether slinging it,
accuracy, and it looks like Derek Carr just could not get that ball in, rifled it, and overthrew it. I would say this game is definitely a little bit nicer or better when it comes to passing, in the sense that, A, not every ball gets intercepted, and sometimes you throw a bad ball, your quarterback might stink. It's possible. But right now we got the Oakland Raiders tied at 7-7. Trying to get the ball, 3rd and 13. And he's going to scramble. And that looks like he gets the first down, and he tries to slide at the end and gets hit. Now he's going to run, and no huddle after sending a ton of people downfield. He's probably a little tired, but we're going to see what happens. It looks like it's the... Is that the same play he ran? I'm not sure. Fortunately, I cannot tell.
This is great, but no one accounted for him at the quarterback spot.
I cannot tell if that was both verticals on that, but that time he gets the catch, and the other time he got a nice scramble. Oh, had a decent hole, but wasn't able to get by the 2 defenders that were already in the backfield by then.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground.
I'm having trouble focusing on one game. It's intense.
That play got swallowed up.
Looking like the Raiders, they go with a play action. And he's going to scramble and get hit hard, and that's a fumble. Oh, I don't know if anybody knows. This isn't free advice. Quarterbacks in this game love to drop the ball. I think what they did was they took away the undercut fumble that most people don't actually fumble on in real life. They got rid of the undercut fumble, and they just added fumbles to the quarterbacks, and it's a little unnerving because there's a ton of them sometimes. But I don't think that you should send Derek Carr to try to hit stick anybody too often. So it kind of makes sense that quarterbacks fumble a little more often than the rest of the league does. But since Seattle got the ball back, now that's a turnover. Remember, they're on their own 44-yard line, and when turnovers happen, momentum shifts big time. Seattle with a nice run up the middle. Gets, looked like it could have been good, but the blocker shed off and was able to tackle him quickly. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. For those 5 people that are watching, thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed, get your ass in gear and subscribe. This is Dev Nation Live. Pass to Lockett over the middle, and he gets that one. Nice catch right there on 3rd down. He needed that, and it's going to be a 2-minute warning.
minutes to play in a tightly contested
The
first
Raiders,
half.
I believe, are in field goal range. I don't know any field goal kickers in this game that can't kick from 25. Or, you know what I mean. Oh, and a great play up the middle, and that scores a touchdown. That's game, or not game, sorry. That's a touchdown for the Seahawks. That block at the end was a little funky looking. You would think that even if you got blocked, you might stick out. Welcome to the show.
And that makes the score 14-7.
You have no idea.
Out to kick is Janikowski.
Oh, you're going up here. I'm still here. That's right.
This will be fielded at the 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the guest speaker. 5 people online. We got to get some people in on this game. I can't. You can't blame me for not being online because I'm in a different state. Oh wait, I'm online. You're looking at me. The ugly man. And good thing you can't get rid of my face. You can just mute me, and I like that.
He just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open. Now
Good play to throw that ball away by the Raiders. A turnover right now would definitely be not beneficial for these Raiders. They need to get down the field. They need to score. I do not know who gets the ball at halftime, but I don't really think it matters if they don't get something. They got a Derek Carr with a good playmaker ability, but cannot stand still.
Having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to
Burpees
throw
out.
inside routes
She
and
got
you need to put
hiccups.
some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
The Raiders on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing his car on 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. 6 people online. Thank you for joining. Whoever just joined on.
This is a good one. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
What a crushing punt. Whoa.
And for them, a touchdown their last
That was kind
go-around. Obviously, they'll be
of
hoping
mean
to do
punt,
that
if you will.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we
All right,
gonna do?
unfortunately, Seattle does have a minute and a half and 3 timeouts to get down the field. Now, depending on how they run this, Oakland could have a chance to
On 1st and 10, it's
get back
Wilson.
into this, but what Russell Wilson has days and just gets punished. Now, you
Coverage sack. Took two
can't blame
on the
anybody
Now whistles and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. As they'll talk things
but the
over
quarterback for
prior
that
to
one.
this
You
upcoming
had way too
second
much
down
time.
play. Well, they're
No
in
one's
some
rushing
hot
you.
water
You got to
now
get
after
off.
that
You just
sack.
got to go downfield. You got to run.
2nd and 21.
Even if you're Tom Brady in that situation, you have 20 minutes to pass. You got to just get out of the pocket, get somewhere where you know you're not going to get sacked. Instead, he loses 11 yards. And this is a good thing for Oakland right now because that pushes them back.
2nd down, Wilson.
And he's going to get chased, doesn't get tackled. Russell Wilson
Past the 20. And he is
out of bounds, and it gets a 14-yard gain, 3rd and 7 for the Raiders, but that's a good thing for the Raiders too because they don't have to call a timeout.
set him up with a much more
I honestly don't think he meant to do that, but awareness.
The Seahawks on 3rd
Apparently the
down.
QB doesn't
They've
have it
been
right now.
okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Looks like the defense is showing blitz.
They go play action.
And a play action by the... And they're not blitzing, and they get another big sack, and the Raiders
Now the
do have a
Raiders are gonna
chance.
use another timeout here. So
Oof.
that means they're down to 1 remaining
The
here
Raiders do have a
as we
chance
head toward
to
halftime.
get
4th down, ready
some
to
points on this. And I'll
follow
also
Dixon.
say Seattle's offensive line, I don't know what they did, if they made any moves,
Called on 3 times in the win
but
last
Seattle's
week as
offensive
his
line
first one
has been
here is away.
kicking some butt in this pass protection this game.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. They were forced to punt last time.
We gotta go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Watch the game. Have a good time.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting, starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, Great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Carr. Quick slant. That's caught by the veteran Macklin. And he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. Carr now on first down. Buying time to his left. And that'll be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
Hey, 7:34.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. This is Bell on the dump off. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
Get set, get set. 29. Right now.
To throw on third down. Carr eluding the pressure right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete. Giorgio Tavecchio now for the Raider field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Tavecchio is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Come on, tempo. Gun. 14. Let's go, 14. Gun.
Now Wilson on first down. Dancing to his left. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Fair. Got it.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson. Forced out to his left. He finds an opening past the 40 and avoids the contact by sliding. So we've come upon halftime with a visiting Seahawks. We now proceed to the start of the second half. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Tempo, baby, let's go. Let's go to work. Come on. Shift. 36 power. Point that.
On second down, here's Penny. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
They'll try and run for it with Penny. And some space here. Accelerating, and off he goes. And he'll be down deep into Oakland territory. A terrific run there by Penny. 53 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop it.
14.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. The Seahawks were the most penalized team in the NFL last year, more than 9 a game, and now they've got 1st and 15.
95.
After the penalty, it's Penny, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Tempo. Zebra. 14. 14.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there, and it's 3rd down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Tempo. Go 14. 14. Body. 18.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. Flush to his right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
Well, that was excellent coverage right there. And he definitely did the right thing, showing that discretion is definitely the better part of valor. Threw it away, preserved the opportunity to kick for a field goal.
And excellent coverage. And right now the human is controlling the defense, so good job, human. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Leaky in that drive. But how about the fitness? They got closer to their goal line. Things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the
How
time.
many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now Carr throwing on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Carr going to try and throw on third down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
7:34.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. They go play action here on 1st down. Goes underneath for Bell. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Defensively, the tackle by Cam Chancellor.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it. They'll run for it. Lynch. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed he did not. They stop him. Tackle made by Rasheem Green. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And they've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it?
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. And look who, the former Seahawk first-round pick, Bruce Irvin, able to drop him for a loss of 4. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Melvin. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. What? Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's free yards. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Letting one go deep. It's caught at the 10. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. That one goes for 36 yards.
734. Hey, 734.
Here's Carr. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here, not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Carr now on 3rd and goal. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Welcome back live to Orlando. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the 4th. Tavecchio puts this one through, and that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, ah. Totally didn't affect me. This ball again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go.
14, fight it.
On third down, Wilson. He lets it fly. It's caught inside the 25. And give him a gain of 37.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Rashad Penny, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Janikowski adds the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out to kick is Janikowski. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Carr now on first down. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. But I think the Raiders are going to be able to hold on to it. Yes.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long.
Get set. Go, go.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Carr, he's going to fire one deep over the middle. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now Carr, gotta have this one. Pressure comes, he's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Frank Clark in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. They'll try and run forward with Penny. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the four fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the four fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Check 50, check 50.
Here's Penny. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 6-yard carry. It does put him just a few yards short of the goal line, but 4th down coming up. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Janikowski bangs it through, and that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
All right, get set, fellas.
Throwing on 1st down is Carr. Finds Roberts left side. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now Carr again. Throw left side complete. That's Bell. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Play action. Now it's Carr. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Down. 185.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Bell. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 7 yards on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13. To throw, it's Carr. He's going to let it fly. That's going to be caught. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Seth Roberts, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders are back within a score. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, you get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
On the return, the All-Pro 2 years ago, Tyler Lockett. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10.
Tempo, baby, let's go. Let's go to work. Come on. Hey, hey.
They begin with a run by Penny, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
Tempo, tempo. One left. Hey, East, check 51, check 51.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Throwing now is Wilson. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team, as he'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And now here come the Raiders. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He's back to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Back to throw. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
This is where hustle and urgency come into play. I think you've got to get up there and spike it.
And complete right side to Cook. And he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
Pardon, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime. So getting the big touchdown they needed late in the 4th. Now what do? conservative and just tie it up?
No, I think you put your practice into game situation. Go as fast as possible. You already have your play call ready to go. Go for two and decide it right now.
And now a critical extra point attempt here. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we may very well be headed to overtime. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. Block at the return. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Wilson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. The tight end, Ed Dixon, was the target. And now it's second down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
To throw is Wilson. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Little OT scramble drill that time, Mr. Davis.
And, partner, I can tell you from personal experience, nothing drives a defense crazier than having things covered and the quarterback takes off and picks up a first down or big yardage. Because whether you're in zone or man, it's easy to lose track of him because you don't always have someone assigned to him. And once he goes, now everybody's scrambling to try and tackle him. That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes, we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. Oh, he almost had it. Would have been a big interception here in OT. Instead, it'll give him another shot on third down. As overtime wears on, something to keep in mind, it is hot down there on the field.
And if we think it's a sauna, what are they feeling down there? And this is where both teams find out about their strength and conditioning program. All the work they put into it to get to this moment, and did the guys follow the mantra of hydrating ahead of time so they're ready to go right now?
In need of a 3rd and 10 conversion to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And down he goes, brought down a Raider sack. Justin Ellis. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Now here's Michael Dixon on for a very important punt here in overtime. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. That's complete. It's Bell. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And they can't bring him down. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Now Rashad Penny. And a nice pick up there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
Brandon, I'd go ahead and kick it right now. I know it's only 2nd down, but I kick it and give myself a little margin for error here.
Don't wait for 3rd. Have the extra down just in case.
If something goes wrong, messed up snap, anything like that, you fall on it, guess what? It's 3rd down. You still have the ball. You still have a chance to kick it.
A line of scrimmage once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. They come out here in the eye. He'll get it up the middle. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. All right, well, they didn't kick it on 2nd down, now 3rd and goal. You have to kick it here.
Absolutely have to kick it, because if you get a bad snap, you fall on it, you got a chance to kick it again on 4th down. Let's say it gets blocked and it's behind the line of scrimmage. You fall on it, you get another chance at it. Give yourself that option. Give yourself that opening.
Split the uprights. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So for the Seahawks, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Oakland, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.